Okay, we are live. Now, make sure if you're watching the posted video, you turn on your notifications, or at least like the video, please, because you're going to miss every stream and video from here on out. That's how YouTube operates. Now, let's go ahead and start talking about Israel, because there's a lot to cover. First things first, Israel is telling Gaza, you need to evacuate from the north of Gaza. Now, the question is, where are these people going to go? Because we're talking about millions of people need to evacuate from the north of Gaza, specifically Gaza City. And again, thank you for being here, everyone. Make sure you like, turn on your notifications, and here we go. We'll dig into this because we got a lot to cover. Now, okay, Israel orders hundreds of thousands of civilians in Gaza City to evacuate ahead of possible ground assault. But the UN says we're talking 1.1 million people in 24 hours need to leave the area. And yeah, you finally caught me live. It's good to see you live. Finally got a notification. Turn on your notifications. Israel's military directed the evacuation on Friday of all hundreds of thousands of civilians living in Gaza City of a feared Israel ground offensive. The directive came on the heels of what the United Nations said was a warning they will receive from Israel to evacuate 1.1 million people. So here's what the issue is, everyone. Israel's getting a lot of outside pressure from the world, and Israel also starting to realize we are taking out a lot of civilians, not on purpose, but Hamas is hiding behind the civilians. They are embedding themselves within civilian populations. Now, I want to show you guys the numbers from both sides because they're not necessarily the same, but I still think it's important to get both sides. Somebody said notifications, likes, and check. Good to go. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Make sure the like and your notifications are turned on. This is from the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces. 3,200 Israelis have been injured, so Hamas into Israel. 120 hostages' families have been notified. 1,300 Israeli casualties. Again, the numbers are still going up and up. Now, Israel's saying 2,687 targets have been hit. These are military targets. And we'll get into what exactly that means because it's starting to get a little more difficult to pinpoint the military targets. 6,000 plus rockets fired from Gaza. Okay. Now let's look at what Al Jazeera is saying. And just so everyone's aware, Israel might potentially be making Al Jazeera illegal to have their publications or any sort of media in their country because of how biased they're saying that the publication is. And so I just want to give you this side of the story because maybe we have two biases and we can bring them together. Israel, 1,300 taken out. About the same, 1,300. Palestine, the same. Gaza, 1,799. Have been our casualties, and 46 in the West Bank, which is going to be another highly contested area. Thank you guys for being here. And again, I'm going to be honest with you, I even understand it's a way far of a bias, but I still think it's good to get all the sides and maybe try to get the most accurate information. And so these are the numbers, but here's what's going on. Let me get to the good stuff here. Not the good stuff, the bad stuff. More rockets are being fired upon Escalation. This has been a highly contested area for Gaza and Israel. This has been like because this is the one city that has a major population of 100,000+ people living in the region, and it's close enough to Gaza to where these rockets can reach Israel. Now, the biggest issue for Israel is this. They're notifying everyone to leave. I got to put myself down here when we do this. They want everyone to leave the areas of Gaza because they're trying to get to the tunnel systems of Gaza, specifically Gaza City. Don't get me wrong, amigo. I used to work for Al Jazeera. Okay. Yeah, we can't say that word on here. Casualties does equal that word. Israel has been complaining that the reason why there's so many casualties in Gaza from a civilian perspective is because in order to get down beneath the tunnels of Gaza City and the northern regions of Gaza, you have to use bunker busters. And because of this, if you're going through a building, no matter what, that building's going to fall apart. Especially if you watch any of that combat footage. It's pretty gruesome stuff, but Israel, if they're going to go in with a ground campaign, they have to eliminate the threat under Gaza, because that's where all the logistics are for Hamas. What's up, JW? Again, make sure you guys turn on those notifications and like the stream. Thank you for being here. Haven't gone live in like 2 days. At 8 hours ago, Hamas claims to have launched a barrage of 150 rockets. So it's crazy, man, like how many rockets these guys have. Absolutely wild. Now, the other thing we have to cover is Syria, because this right here, northern Gaza, all those people evacuating, there's nowhere for them to go. So this is a developing story over time. Egypt is not necessarily willing to open up and let all these people come into their country. They are willing to help with the humanitarian effort, and Israel for sure is not going to allow any of these people to come into Israel. All right, let's talk about Syria real quick. Syria has already been attacked by Israel for a while now, but recently their airports have been hit in the Aleppo region over here and Damascus region down here. The main reason why Syria now is going to be a massive point of contention is because Hezbollah from Lebanon, where my cursor is down here, is using Syria as a safe haven and a way to use routes to get supplies into Lebanon, but to also get to Israel. And so because of this, Israel has already stated they are making preemptive attacks and strikes. And it looks like Israeli intelligence knows the routes and the paths of where Hezbollah is going to be using in Syria. So that is why Syria right now is under, what's the word I could use? Is under a high threat for Israel. The other line of thinking is the fact that Hezbollah north and the north regions of Israel, southern region of Lebanon, they are upping the ante. They want in on this fight. There's even reports of Hezbollah being able to breach into Israel for a split second and then running back. These guys are getting very confident, and there's a fear that they're purposely doing this to try diverting the attention away from Gaza. And Hezbollah will just get in through Syria and they're just trying to pull away from the Israeli support into Gaza. What's up, 11 Bravo? I'm sorry you're late. Turn on those notifications and like the stream. And unfortunately for Israel, they're still not able to get everything, what's the word? They're not able to secure the northern regions as much as they would like. In fact, we can even go to the live map here and you'll see, away from Gaza, you have quite more action. Hey, thank you for the $2 donation. Likelihood that Iran will be directly involved? Very likely, in my opinion. And you could argue they already are involved. What's up, Chris? Airborne, bro. You're tardy, not late. Sorry, this map is annoying. Also, let me move my face down here. A lot of people are complaining about the... Here we go. Thank you again for that donation. An hour ago, Israeli army tanks were taken out by a group of Hezbollah. More action over here. I can't say that B word. I hope you guys can read that. Glad I found a paratrooper. And you have more aerial targets up here in Lebanon. So again, the thinking is Lebanon will use these attacks to try diverting away from Israel in hopes that Lebanon can get into Syria and then to try flanking into Israel. Hey, thank you for the $10 donation, Chris, without a comment. Very interesting move. Appreciate the support. Is Russia talking about being involved? Real quick, I'll answer that. Russia is actually saying they want peace, but the irony behind that is they are good friends with Iran. Iran supports Hezbollah, so take it as you will. Chris is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Chris has been around for a long time, and he's a good friend. He's awesome. The silent GOAT. One thing we should also acknowledge, West Bank, beyond Syria. So we know Syria is going to get attacked. West Bank is the new place of contention. Thank you for the $2 donation. Likelihood Israel and U.S. will go into Iran? Not likely. When you say go into, no boots on the ground for sure. A random strike that no one knew would happen? Possibly. But as far as going in, not likely at all. Yes, and a good comment here. Israel dropped a few thousand letters from the sky into Gaza to evacuate civilians. That is absolutely true, correct. But I want to focus a little bit on the West Bank because there's a little bit of confusion here. All the focus, even on the map, you can see all the focus is down in the Gaza region. But as far as the West Bank, you got a lot of stuff popping off. Critically injury. You had an injury was caused by Israeli security forces. You have actual confrontations, like one-on-one confrontations. You have Palestinians being taken out. 6 hours ago, clashes in Jerusalem and protests. So this truly is a 1, 2, 3, 4 front war. Now, the question is, and again, many people are saying, how is Iran involved? You have the ambassadors and you have government who are currently on this tour in the Middle East to talk about the issues in Palestine, Gaza, West Bank. But the real issue is, are they talking to them for peace or are they talking to them to be an aggressor? Someone said, I forgot how to turn on notifications. I have no idea, but make sure you please turn on notifications. I have a bad feeling something might happen stateside since the border is so open. I'm going to do a video about that at some point. Let's look at some more of these notifications here. A little more recent ones. 4 hours ago, reports of armed Palestinian militants engage in close armed clashes at the entrances to settlements in West Jenin. So again, understand this. When I was first covering this conflict, all you saw were some bubbles down in Gaza. Now they're all over Israel. And so we'll see what happens. For sure, the United States is in the region. They may send another aircraft carrier group to the region. It's not confirmed. They're supposed to be on the schedule to deploy. We'll see what happens. But if the escalation of force continues, I think they're going to have to deploy the second carrier. Somebody said this is going to get bad. It's definitely getting way worse than better, unfortunately, because we do want peace. Another threat from Jordan. In case you don't know, Jordan and Egypt have peace treaties, and Jordan is actually a pretty close ally with the United States. The Jordanian king warns against any attempt to displace Palestinians from all Palestine. Take it as you will. There's a lot of warnings and threats going on, but I'll tell you, Israel is the only one who actually has gone through with their threat so far, and like striking Syria. So pay attention to Syria. I'm sure we're going to see more Hezbollah action to the north of Israel, but for sure, I think they're going to have to go in through Syria. That's what Israel is even saying. Pro gamer, I don't know. Thoughts on Hamas telling Palestinian citizens not to evacuate? Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. We'll end with that because I'll probably do another stream because there's so much info. Hello, Marjan. For those of you who are not aware, Gaza's being asked to evacuate. We know that. But the unfortunate truth of the matter is Hamas is saying, don't leave. You don't have to leave. You're secured and protected. And so from the outside perspective, it's hard for us to understand why would anybody do what they have to say. But internally within Gaza, they don't have a choice. They also have nowhere to go. And so Hamas is telling the people of Gaza to stay, but the people of Gaza want to go, but there's nowhere to go. You can see the issue here. It's turning into a humanitarian crisis real quick. IDF soldiers are not afraid of urban combat, but the issue is it's a complex dimensional war. Air, ground, and underground. Even the United States right now, if they tried to go into Gaza, would have a massive issue dealing with their tunnel systems. And their tunnel systems are not only in Gaza. They go into Israel and they go into Egypt, into Israel. So the last thing Israel wants is to go into Gaza, and now you have counterflanks and your country is not secured. So look at it from that perspective. But yeah, Hamas does not want their people to leave. Hamas needs the people of Gaza to stay. If the people of Gaza leave, Hamas is going to be left in the open. All right. So that's pretty much what's going on right now. There's really no other updates other than to the north, you have a lot of action with Hezbollah. They're going to be a massive wild card. Iran right now is talking to regional partners. Thank you for the $5 donation, Swinty. Thank you for that. That means a lot. Yeah, Gaza to Jordan, that's not going to happen. West Bank to Jordan, possibly, but not Gaza to Jordan. Okay. So that's pretty much what's going on right now. If you missed any of the action, just please go back and watch the video. And thank you for turning on your notifications. You see how much of a difference it made? I'm definitely going to do another video so we can start to pinpoint specific battles and specific regions in Syria that are probably going to get attacked. Because again, Hezbollah has apparently entered into Israel and then left. There's chinks in the armor with Israel. Israel has always been known to be one of the most well-defended nation in the world, but they're still being somewhat invaded. That's not a good thing, especially with the mass mobilization of the reserves. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. I love the community we have here. Keep your eyes on a swivel. I love all you guys too. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm really bad at going live because I stutter a lot, but I love talking to all you guys. Thank you so much. Regardless of the donation, I'm very thankful for that. Thank you for the $5 donation, Chris. Thank you for the $2 donation, Matter Lagsticks? Lagus? I can't read that. Sorry, Matter. $2 donation. He says, I would fight if I need to go. More power to you. You're a braver man than I am. Okay, thank you guys for being here. I'm going to post this video, and then I will probably go live again. So make sure you guys keep your heads on a swivel, turn on your notifications, and thank you for being here. I hope you all learned something. Hopefully this conflict does end soon, but it does look like the mass mobilization going into Gaza will probably happen. I also want to talk about the hostages at some point, so we'll do that in the next stream. So thank you guys for being here. Love all you guys, and we'll see you later. Be safe.